here are two remaining passenger cars here on display. We have the Wailua and the Waimea. Now we're currently riding in the Hanalei car, and you folks in the back are enjoying our Wainiha car. Now our four cars are named after the four main rivers that you can find here on the island of Kauai. Now on display we have a 1939 Whitcomb diesel engine. Now that engine on display there is the first generation of diesel engines that were brought and used on the plantation, and they actually replaced the steam locomotives. The engine that's pulling us today is a 1948 General Electric, and this was the second generation. This engine replaced that engine in just under 10 years. As we make our way along, I want you folks to look to your right-hand side, and we have a section here full of indigenous, endangered hardwood trees, some of which include kobu, milo, and ohia. Our favorite and most important tree is the koa. It has the sickle-shaped leaves to it. Koa is known to have a beautiful wood tone as well as superior strength and flexibility. It makes it an ideal wood for everything, which is why it was harvested near to extinction about 100 years ago. Now, if you were to go to any of our local jewelry shops here on the island, you will find koa jewelry next to the gold jewelry, and you'll find that the koa is actually worth more than the gold itself. Now, we have papayas here on your right-hand side. We call these Kauai sunrise papayas, mainly because when they are ripe, the meat on the inside is a bright red and orange combination, like the sunrise where it gets its name. To your left, we have our banana patch, and we grow apple bananas here on the property. Now, if you haven't tried or you have not seen an apple banana, they are these short, stumpy, little yellow bananas. They're very delicious. Now, a little fact about these, the bananas that we have here. A lot of people, when they see the whole plant, they think banana tree. That's the first thing that comes into mind. Those aren't actually trees at all. There is no bark that grows on the outside of the banana plant, and the banana itself has no seeds, so you can't call it a fruit. It's actually the world's largest herb. Now here on your left-hand side, we have our fruit orchard. And in here we grow over 50 different varieties of fruits. We grow 4 different types of citrus, 3 different types of mangoes, as well as 3 different types of avocados. Some of the more exotic fruits that we grow here, we grow longan, rambutan, and lychee, just to name a few. The trees in our fruit orchards,
they're very
here in our fruit orchard, our trees are, we call them dwarfs or hybrids, and they are full sizes, about as big as they're going to get. Now what we're doing here, you could call it a science experiment. We're trying to figure out which one of these fruit trees is going to grow best in our tropical climate. Once we determine that, we're going to use that for mainstream agricultural production. However, this is a very difficult process because everything that we grow here on the property grows like it's on steroids, so it's hard to pick the right fruit. Now this is our cashew trees here. I want you folks to look for these red cashew fruits growing there. And I want you to look on the bottom of the fruit. You will see the cashew nut, which is actually the seed of the fruit. It's very unusual. Now, I recommend that if you ever come across one of these, see them growing wildly, do not eat the cashew nut directly off of the fruit. You have to roast it before you can eat it. It's poisonous. You don't want to find out. These are pineapples on your left. See, they grow off the top of these bushels here. Now, it's really easy to grow a pineapple back home as well. Simply buy yourself the whole pineapple. Make sure it has a big green stalk on it. When you cut that off, plant it in the ground. You'll need some water, some nutrients. Another thing you will need is a lot of patience, as it takes at least 2 years to grow a single pineapple. small section here on your left-hand side. You can see some plumerias, some Samoan coconut trees. And this area is owned and operated by Malie Farms. And what they do is they take the essence of these flowers that you see here and the fruits of the ground, and in turn they make them into lotions, body sprays, fragrances, all that good stuff. Now I want you folks to look to your left. If you look downrange, you can see the base of a mountain, the top of which is enshrouded in clouds. That mountain is Mount Waialeale, and it is one of the wettest spots on the planet. It averages 465 inches of rain every year, and that's around 40 feet of water. Now just a few years ago we actually broke the record, and we had over 650 inches of rain in a single year on top of that mountain, and that was well over 50 feet of water. You can imagine that's quite a bit. If you look on your left, you can see a valley here on your left. We call this valley Kahuna Nui, or the Big Valley. And here at Kauai Plantation Railway, we offer a train, hike, lunch, and fruit orchard tour. It's a 3-hour, 40-minute tour. It consists of a whole train ride. And halfway through, when we stop, your guide then takes you down into the valley on your left-hand side. And there you will learn of the flora and fauna that you can find here and throughout Hawaii. Afterwards, your guide then takes you up into our picnic area, which is around the bend here on your left-hand side. We'll actually stop for a little bit. We have to pick up some materials. But you enjoy your lunch under our Norfolk pine trees. After that, your guide then takes you across the fields here and into the fruit orchard, where you can pick and taste all of the fresh fruits that we have in season. Again, this is a 3-hour, 40-minute 40-minute tour. And if this sounds like something you'd be interested in, when we arrive back at the train depot, feel free to ask anyone inside. They would love to help you set that up. All right, excuse me for a couple moments here. We have to grab some things.